Thank you for watching On Point. Eskom has apologised to the public for the load shedding of the past week, attributing that to a number of breakdowns in power generators. Load shedding will continue from tonight at 9 to 5 a.m. tomorrow. The power utility says since the 1st of April, load shedding was implemented for 32 days. It says it has maintained healthy coal stocks levels across its generation fleet with an average of 48 days worth of coal stockpiled at its power stations, better than the grid code requirement to hold at least 20 days worth of stock. Well, for more on the grid or the state of it, we're joined now by Eskom's Phillip Dukashe. He's the Group Executive for Generation there. Thank you very much, Phillip, for joining us. Now, Eskom has said that it's confident that it will be able to keep the lights on during the election period. How can you be so confident of this, given that we are undergoing load shedding and you have very unpredictable power stations?
Hi, good afternoon, Nampu. Good afternoon to your viewers. So, yeah, it's we have currently we have a very tight system. We are load shedding. We'll be resuming load shedding in the evening. But part of our plans is to secure our reserves for next week, in fact, starting later this week, to ensure that we have enough reserves in case something goes wrong. So that is our plan, in addition also to ensuring that we maintain a high sense of alertness at our power stations, but we are vigilant and we attend to issues as they occur to try and reduce the risk.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is not going to be an easy one given where we are at the moment, but we are fighting very hard to make sure that the system is as available as possible.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to be working very hard for the occasion of elections, but beyond the election period, what is the outlook for keeping the country's lights on?
So it's I think beyond that, it's going to be difficult. Summer, it's normally a challenging period because of weather that's impacting how we can generate electricity at our power stations. They run better in winter than they do in summer. We also do a lot of our maintenance during the summer period, so that's what makes it challenging as well. So the outlook is that it's certainly going to be challenging, but it's our resolve to minimize load shedding and ensure that we are as available as possible.
Yeah. Mr. Dukashe, just provide us with some clarity on the situation around City Power, announcing that it will no longer be load shedding stages 1 and 2 in Johannesburg. Just tell us a bit more about that. Is that correct?
They will probably be the best people to answer that. I think there are certain documents or legislation that govern load shedding and so on and what should be happening. And I know that they are in constant discussions with our distribution counterparts, and I know that there is an agreement in terms of how to handle that going forward. But I think they would be the best people to answer that. Okay,
let's move swiftly on. So the Soweto Crisis Committee that represents residents has called for a complete write-off of the Eskom debt, or the debt that it owes to Eskom. What is the situation with non-payments there, and does Eskom have a plan to bring this under control?
Yeah, so I must confess, I'll only be able to talk on this at a high level. It's not something that I'm directly involved in. But one of the things that is making it difficult financially for Eskom is the high levels of non-payment. Recently, I think the figures were as high as about 38 billion rands, but my distribution colleagues might be able to answer on that. So I have been involved in discussions where government is committing to assist and make sure that we improve their levels of payment, because that is extremely constraining for Eskom. We generate electricity, but we do not get paid for it, and it makes current operations, ongoing operations, very difficult.
Yeah. Mr. Dukashe, sadly, we've run out of time. I do have more questions for you, but thank you very much for your inputs there. That was Phillip Dukashe. He's the Group Executive for Generation at Eskom.